Uneducated, unbroken, unstoppable. The René Pineda story. He did not enter the world with access to opportunity. His circumstances from birth required resilience and constant adaptation. Poverty shaped his daily existence. Uncertainty defined his future. Fear was a constant presence. He lacked a clear path forward. He had no influential connections. His family name did not confer privilege. He was a boy striving to comprehend why life appeared less challenging for others. Prior to the publication of books, before any involvement in the stock market, and before public speeches or any measure of success, there existed only the imperative of survival. A boy was born into poverty. During one of the darkest periods in El Salvador's history, there was no certainty. Not even a certain birth date was recorded. There was only a mother trying to keep her children alive. His name was René Pineda. His story began in Puerto El Triunfo, a coastal town marked by both hardship and resilience. The air carried the scent of shrimp diesel and an underlying sense of desperation. His mother sold pupusas in the streets. His family shared beds. At times, the family also shared hunger. Despite living in poverty, there remained a sense of dignity. Love persisted. A resilient spirit endured. During his childhood, René was restless. He was untamed. He frequently threw rocks. He continually struggled with internal conflicts. However, the true violence was waiting outside. Civil war erupted throughout El Salvador. Bodies were found along the roads. Neighbors vanished overnight. Fear became an integral aspect of daily existence. One afternoon, while listening to revolutionary music, a soldier aimed a rifle directly at his chest. A single decision, one moment, could have resulted in his death. However, fate intervened. He survived. Then came the moment that changed him forever. While playing soccer near school, he watched soldiers murder his teacher in front of him. The body fell beside the soccer ball. The book landed in the dirt, and childhood ended. A soldier forced him to pick up a severed head and throw it into a pit. No child should ever see that. But war does not care about childhood. War teaches survival early. At only 15, he left school, not because he lacked intelligence. Survival took precedence over education. He joined shrimp boats, working brutal nights at sea. Salt burned the cuts in his hands. Storms swallowed man alive. The ocean represented yet another battlefield. And yet, something inside him refused to die. He came to a significant realization. If he remained in his homeland, he would either be consumed by the ongoing conflict or become an active participant in it. Consequently, he made the most difficult decision of his life. He departed from his home. He traveled north, toward an uncertain future, toward imminent danger, toward the United States. He crossed multiple international borders. He evaded armed soldiers. He concealed himself from border patrols. He rode atop La Bestia, the infamous freight train that migrants refer to as the Beast. It is a moving machine characterized by steel, deprivation, and mortal danger. Many individuals fell from the train. Some never survived the fall. However, René managed to hold on because, at times, hope proved stronger than fear. The journey continued into the desert. There were several days without access to water. Blisters formed and bled through his shoes. He endured extreme heat during the day. At night, he faced intense cold. Each step became an act of survival. Eventually, the journey reached its destination. Los Angeles awaited, often referred to as the City of Dreams. But dreams don't begin beautifully. However, the pursuit of aspirations rarely begins under ideal circumstances. He found employment washing dishes. He slept in public parks. He worked numerous consecutive shifts. He remained largely unnoticed. He was unknown to those around him. He was physically and emotionally exhausted. Subsequently, an opportunity arose. He secured a position as a valet at the renowned Century Plaza Hotel. This marked a significant change. The young immigrant from El Salvador began parking Ferraris. He also parked Rolls-Royces and even Lamborghinis. He encountered celebrities. He met politicians. He even a close encounter with President Ronald Reagan. Nevertheless, he continued to face significant challenges. A single mistake, or a slip of the clutch, resulted in crashing a Lamborghini. He was immediately dismissed from his position. He found himself starting over. Many individuals might interpret that experience as a failure. However, with the passage of time, Rene offered a contrasting perspective. If I crashed a Lamborghini, at least I had the opportunity to experience one. His experiences of survival imparted an unconventional form of wisdom. Failure does not signify the conclusion. Rather, remaining defeated constitutes the true end. In 1987, he arrived in Canada as a refugee. He faced the cold. He was alone. He began the process of starting over. He worked diligently. He studied English. He became a driving instructor. He later worked as a gas technician. He subsequently became a miner. Each injury, each failure, and each setback became another lesson. When physical labor was no longer sustainable, he turned to books. Within the walls of libraries, he discovered the principles of finance. He learned about investing. He developed discipline. He embraced structure. He began to understand the language of money. This was a language that had not been taught to individuals from his background. Gradually, the boy who once struggled to read became a student of the stock market. He later became a writer. Subsequently, he became an author. Eventually, he became a voice for others. His scars transformed into philosophy. His pain was converted into wisdom. His survival evolved into strategy. Furthermore, his story served as evidence that education extends beyond formal institutions. In certain circumstances, it is shaped by experiences of suffering, through sustained labor, through the experience of loss, through persistent refusal to surrender. His scars transformed into philosophy. His pain was converted into wisdom. His survival evolved into strategy. Furthermore, his story served as evidence that education extends beyond formal institutions. In certain circumstances, it is shaped by experiences of suffering, through sustained labor, through the experience of loss, through persistent refusal to surrender. Read the book Uneducated, Unbroken, Unstoppable, the René Pineda story.